I'm back, as they say. All right, so I have Ranger here, and Ranger tends to be mouthy, grabby with when he's taking a food reward, and so I want to teach him a similar self-control to his coming out of the kennel, where he is rewarded for making a better choice of behavior. So what I find is when you have a food reward and you place it in your hand like this, where it's at the end of your fingers, just like he did, they tend to be grabby. They tend to go for the treat, but your fingers are in the way. So it's not a very comfortable and very practical way to sit. Good boy. It's not a very practical way to give a treat without getting a little nipping going on your fingers. So what I'm teaching him here is some self-control. Sit. Good boy. When I lower my hand, first of all, I have my treat in a fist rather than at the end of my fingers. So I lower my hand. You might see that as a down, but go over here and sit. Lower my hand and give him the treat. What I don't want him doing is like that. Okay, let's try it again. No. Sit. Good boy. Exactly like that, where we're out like that. I don't want him doing that. So as I lower my hand, if he does that, the grabby thing, I will remove my hand. If he just holds himself back, which he just did, he gets the treat. So let's try again. I'm going to lure him to a sit. Over here, and sit. Good boy. Lower my hand. As long as he's not grabby, he gets the treat. Good boy. Then you want to give a dog a release after an exercise. So, okay, or let's go. So he knows that there's an end to the exercise. Now what he's doing now is saying, I really like this position better because I get a food reward when I sit. So what I have noticed also in filming myself is I use my hands a lot. So it can be confusing. In watching myself make a video like this a little while ago, I found myself doing this with my hand, which was giving him confusing messages. So I decided to hold one hand behind my back or on the side of my body and use only my right hand, because I'm right-handed, I use only my right hand to offer a hand signal, like this for sit. Good boy. I'm going to lower my hand. If he moves his face to my hand, I'm not going to give him the treat. But if he holds himself back, then he gets the treat. Good boy. Okay. But if I start doing, which I was doing, I was going like this with my hand, these random actions that your body makes, they are signals to dogs. Remember, they're visual. So if you make hand signals randomly, they're trying to please, and you could be asking them to sit when you meant them to choose the behavior for themselves. So, good boy. Ranger, come here. Good dog. The other thing that Ranger is not very good at is handling without using his mouth. And so I've been doing a little bit of handling like this. And if he uses his mouth, I stop the handling. Trying not to give him too many signals with my hands. Good boy. Ranger, sit. Good dog. Good boy. Good burp. As my movements become more delayed, so he's holding his body longer. Good boy. Okay. And so he builds his ability, his ability to hold his stay longer, because he's using more self-control over a period of time. If he comes up and does what he was just doing there, where he's, seeing if there's anything else left in my hand to eat, I just ignore it. There's no reason for me to interact with him or tell him to get off or anything. I'm just going to ignore it. Ranger, come. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Very good dog. Delay my reward to him so that he's holding his position longer. Good boy. Very good dog. Okay, off you go. Anyway, practice, practice. The thing I would also recommend would be practicing more often and for short times. Ranger doesn't have a lot of staying power, if you will, and so he loses interest, and also he's young, so the degree of self-control is minimal. But as you build this, it will get longer, and if you make it interesting, if you make it short training sessions but more frequent, I believe you'll have more successes. Okay, have fun.